Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to PCT Podcast, episode 23. Today we have a very entertaining episode. I like to just start off by saying because a lot of awesome things are happening in the world of media and entertainment. But before we get into that, I want to introduce my colleague here, Jake Schindler.
Hello.
How you been, buddy? What you been up to? What's been going on?
I've been good, man. You and me have been doing some PlayStation together.
Yes,
We've been
sir.
we did what Lego Force
Yeah,
Awakens.
like Star Wars Force Awakens, that was fun. We still got a little bit of stuff to do on that actually, but
Gotta get a
yeah,
platinum, bro.
yes sir, yes sir. We're on our way. I think we're making pretty good progress.
Are we?
Yeah. Do you not think
Okay.
so?
Whatever you say, man. Whatever you say.
I will say we are not gonna be touching that game for a while though.
Yeah, get a
Yeah,
little busy.
yeah, very busy actually. Last is Part 2 dropped today. And I'm gonna have a review out, both spoiler and non-spoiler review out once I finish the game. So hopefully that's as soon as possible, which by the looks of things it will be. But first impressions, I love the game. It's so good.
Sucks. So
Shut up, Jake. I really do.
I have not played the game.
You've seen gameplay though.
I have seen gameplay.
What do you think of that?
Looks good.
It does look good.
Motion's all that good. I mean, I liked what I saw.
Mm-hmm. You gotta play it, man. You really do. It's a
I saw like the beginning hour of the game, and then
Mhm.
a scene you showed me, but that's about it.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, dude. Coming from a Last of Us fan, coming from someone who played the game back in 2013, and I've been really looking forward to this game. For the last 7 years, I think so far from what I played, granted I'm only about halfway through the game. I love it so far. It really is a spectacle. I know a lot of people are pissed off because of the leaks and whatnot, but if you haven't played the game and you're judging it, you're really in the wrong. I'm just gonna put it out there. You have to experience this game. You have to develop your own opinion. You can't be on the internet, see someone doesn't like something, then immediately follow that bandwagon. And I've always I feel like I've always been kind of the odd one out when it comes to my opinions. And Jake, you'll be the first. You'll be the
Yeah,
first to
yeah.
call me out on
You
it.
and your opinions.
But I really do feel like that is a very important aspect, and especially like what we talk about here on the channel as far as like movies and video games go. Everything's up to interpretation. Everything's up for what you personally enjoy. It's not someone doesn't enjoy this, therefore everyone doesn't enjoy this. That's just not the case. So I suggest if you have a PlayStation 4, you just buy this game. If you don't want to buy it, rent it. GameFly is so a thing, so rent it.
Somehow.
But yeah, I really do believe it's going to stand the test of time. And speaking of Last of Us, real quick before we go on our other topics for tonight, the game last week it lifted its review. Like you could post reviews and stuff as of last week. It had a 96, and then it dropped down to a 95. So it's probably going to stay stagnant around there. So 95 is what critics gave the game. But if we look over on the user side, it has a 3.3 out of 10, and it's kind of hard to believe that 9,000 people hated this game.
Yeah, yeah.
um,
That was something to see. I was like, that is quite the opposite. Like these are very different.
yeah. And I think we kind of saw it coming from a mile away, especially after the leaks came out back in April and stuff like that. But once again, it boils down to you have to experience it. You can't say it's not good if you haven't experienced it. That's just the bottom line. It's I've loved every second of it so far. It's been entertaining. It's been awesome. The characters has been awesome. The world has been awesome. The gameplay is such an improvement over the first one. I love it so much. So don't go on Metacritic seeing it has a 3.3 out of 10 and being like, oh, this game must suck. No, it doesn't. People are review bombing it because it's a hip and trendy thing to do. Same thing happened with Last Jedi. Same thing happened with Captain Marvel. If people don't like something, they're just gonna join the bandwagon. So, but I recommend everyone play the game. It's amazing. It really is. Um, but speaking of games, okay, I think this is a pretty good diversion. There was a game there was a game that was supposed to come out last month. But just like Last of Us has faced quite a few delays. Last was supposed
Quite a few.
Last was supposed to come out in February of this year. I mean, just now it came out today. Cyberpunk 2077.
Was not aware that 2077 was going to be the release date. Was not aware that was supposed to be the release date for this game. Yeah, got delayed again to November. A
November 19th.
Another delay.
Yeah.
November 19th from what was it? September 15th, I think.
Yeah, sometime in September.
Yeah. So
I just love.
Yeah.
I love their PR statements. Like that is the bread and butter of these delays. Every single one of the PR statements have always been, yeah, the game's done. You can play it. People are playing it right now, actually. Review copies are out. People are, testing it. Everything's good. Story's good. Side quests are good. Everything's done. Just we don't want you guys playing it.
Yeah. Well, like that's their whole thing is like they keep saying, the game's done, side quests are done. Like you said, everything's done, but we're making sure there's no bugs.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be a huge game. We want to make sure that we iron out everything, which I can understand. Honestly, at this point, I don't really care when this game comes out. I just want it to come out. It's like I've waited 7 years, 17 years, 18 years, 20 years. I don't know. I waited a long time.
2077 years.
Yeah, I've waited a long time. I can wait an extra month. I just want this game to come out already. And for people who are like, though this game's done, this game's gonna, come out and it's gonna be, it's gonna bomb or whatever. I don't think it is.
Oh no, it's definitely not gonna bomb. No way it does.
I don't think it's gonna bomb. The only people are gonna, like I said, I think I said this before, is like the only people that the game is gonna disappoint are the people who wouldn't be happy with anything.
The thing
like
is,
anything that they made, they're not gonna be happy with.
I do feel like this game, for the longest time, and I've never played The Witcher, so I can't speak on the the products and the quality of CD Projekt Red games. However, I do feel as if this game has a cult following that is really making this game seem to be like a generation defining game, when I highly doubt it will be that game. I feel like this game will be another RPG set in first person, set in the future, and it might have some cool visual effects. I don't think this is.
I don't know if it's gonna change the game.
People are making this out like it's gonna reinvent the wheel of gaming. Like I just don't see it being that.
Yeah, I don't think that's what's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna like reinvent the wheel or anything. I think it's gonna be a good game. And I can understand like what in their announcements. I can understand what they're kind of saying, where it's like the game is finished, and I kind of agree with them where it's like we want to make sure all the bugs are not there. There's no glitches or bugs or things like that, because especially for an RPG like like Skyrim or something like that, when you pick up Skyrim for the first time and there's like tons of bugs, tons of glitches, and then like 18 patches later and it's version like 18.0.v18, it's like what was even the original, like what was even the original game at this point. I would rather have it, like I buy the game and I have the game. I have the game that, this is what it is. It's not, version 3.007, I just want the game and I want to play it. I don't want it to be where, I'm falling through the, sidewalk because, they released it a month earlier because everyone complained. And this one sidewalk that, they were going to get around to, because it's supposed to be a huge game. So I can understand, like, if a game's really big, it's going to take time for, to make sure you go through everything and make sure you can go to do anything, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Again, let that be saying, it has been delayed a lot of times, but I'd rather it come out.
Just twice.
I'd rather it come out working.
Yeah. The thing is with me, man, I mean, this. a lot of times these type of things are said just to keep the peace in a way. You know, like, oh, we're just fixing bugs,
Yeah.
so we're gonna delay it a little bit. In all actuality, I highly doubt the only thing that they're focusing on is delaying or fixing bugs. I think, and I said this whenever the news first broke. I feel like the only reason why they pushed this back is for next gen consoles, which we already knew Cyberpunk was getting, some sort of next gen upgrade, whether that be a free upgrade or, a little bit beefed
Which
up
it will be
version.
a free upgrade.
It will be.
They said it's gonna be a free upgrade, which I think is pretty cool.
But I think what they're also trying to do is make a little bit more of a beefed up version, better visuals for the next gen consoles. And recently it leaked that the PS5 was coming out on November 20th. The new release date for Cyberpunk is November 17th or 19th, which
Yeah.
it's odd because games don't get released on Thursday.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I guess not.
normally it's a Friday. That's besides the point. So I really do feel like this was a marketing push. Like, instead of focusing their marketing on Xbox One now, they're going to start focusing on Xbox Series X because the game is going to be launching, the same week or within the same week or 2 weeks as the Xbox Series X launches.
Yeah.
I definitely do believe that it wasn't, this delay wasn't about fixing bugs, because I've never heard anyone complain about Witcher 3 bugs or anything like that. CD Projekt Red seems like very reliable and consumer friendly company.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Witcher 3 also, that game took a while.
Yeah, it did. It did. But I guess the point I'm getting to is that a lot of these type of things are said just, for PR, when in all actuality, fixing bugs is probably the least of their concerns right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, going with that, like I said, I'm okay with waiting.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extra month.
I don't mind. I really don't mind, dude.
It's an extra month.
People are really freaking out too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an extra month. I'm gonna basically guarantee that I'm gonna like this game because what I've seen from it seems like a cool, future RPG kind of game, which I think is pretty cool. Because a lot of RPGs are set fantasy style, like Skyrim and all those kind of games, and I guess Fallout not so much, but still, even then, it's like a crumbling, a crumbling society where all you have to put is really like a few like settlements and things like that. With this, it's supposed to be a giant city.
Yeah.
Which I think will be cool. Night City, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And I think that's cool is that it's supposed to be like this giant city, kind of GTA style, but futuristic, and yeah, I'm excited for it because it just looks so cool to me.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting some like a conference or whatever from CD Projekt Red sometime next week. It's called like Night City Wire or something.
Yeah, maybe it will be better than the EA conference.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But yeah,
you sure, bud?
I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk 2077. It's been a game I've only been excited for like the past like 2 or 3 years. I wasn't, saw the trailer back in 2012 and had, given my money since then. This was a game that I kind of, I guess, dragged onto. I really didn't know anything about it until about 2 or 3 years ago. But ever since then, everything I've seen, it looks impressive, it looks innovative, it looks fun, it looks cool. Visually, it looks amazing, and Keanu Reeves is in it, so.
Yeah. Which a lot of people were like freaking out because of that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have fun in it, and I'm definitely gonna keep my pre-order now that I've been checking the PlayStation Store every now and then, like, okay, when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna happen? Because it happened to me before. I pre-ordered it and then they delayed it, and then a little bit later I see, oh, your game has been delayed, so we canceled the pre-order.
Which I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, and then they're like, here's your money back. Little did I know that happened, so I already spent that money. Had to wait until I got money back so I could then pre-order it again, because I want it on pre-order so I can play it day one. But
yeah, I don't know why they cancel your pre-order.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if there's something like in the settings you can like change that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited for the game. I'm sad it got delayed, but I mean, like I said, I can wait. I ain't got nothing but time. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not over here throwing my money at CD Projekt Red quite yet. But it is something that's on my radar. It is something that I am looking forward to, and I can't wait to play it. So,
Yeah.
moving on though. Earlier this week, it broke that AMC was opening up, along with several other theater chains, Cinemark, Regal, and you and I. We love going to the theaters. Obviously, I love that theater experience. I
Yes.
love watching movies and that big format, that great sound system. But because of the current pandemic we are all living in and facing right now, movie theaters had to close. A lot of movies have been released straight to digital for the last few months, and it's been pretty profitable. A lot of movies have done really well with that business model. So as far as the film industry itself goes, I don't think they're hurting too much, but theaters are hurting very badly right now. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
AMC said that
Yeah.
I don't know when Cinemark and Regal are opening back up along with other theaters, but AMC, I know for a fact they are opening back up on July 15th, which is once again a Wednesday. Odd days. Um, just in time for Disney's Mulan, which should be on Disney Plus by now. Don't know why it isn't. As well as Tenet, which I called it. It got pushed back. Granted, it got pushed back by like a week, 2 weeks, something like that. So it was supposed to come out July 17th or something like that. Now it comes out July 31st. Kind of pointless if you ask me. But the reason why we're talking about this is because AMC released a statement saying that essentially you would not be required to wear masks in the theaters. And they said the reasoning for this is because they don't want to be political.
So yeah, it was weird because in the because I watched their little trailer thing they had for
Mm-hmm.
like their little video of uh them opening back up, and it's the dude whatever AMC, like Mr. AMC talking,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, yeah, all of our people are going to be wearing masks and gloves, and all the people are going to be required to be at least 6 feet apart, and the inside the theaters is going to be uh you know, space seating,
Mm-hmm.
and outside, when you're getting concessions, it's gonna be spaced out, and things all of that. And in the video, all the customers, if I remember, are wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like thinking, I was like, so do they mean like you only move like in the actual like theater room? You don't have to wear a mask? Or do they mean the entire building you don't have to wear a mask?
My impression was the entire building. Like all they said in their statement was you were not required to wear a mask. So
Because
my thing, I mean, they'll probably practice social distancing. They'll probably have the little marks on the floor and whatnot, and be like, you have to stand here, you have to stand here.
yeah,
But man, that's I'm not rushing to the theaters.
yeah,
You
I ain't
know,
doing that either. But
uh,
another thing for I was thinking about was like if you do concessions, like you go and get some popcorn or like a drink or something, I mean you're gonna have to take your mask off.
hmm
So like like I'm just thinking like so what's the plan here? Uh yeah, I ain't rushing back.
I feel like dude, it's too early. I understand opening the economy and fixing things before they get worse, but at the same time, sometimes you gotta be patient and wait for nature to take its course.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
and then I was talking to you about this earlier. Like I said, they said that they put out the statement because they don't want to be political, which personally I think that kind of contradicts the statement itself because
yeah,
they're like, yeah, we don't want you to wear masks. We're not requiring it, but this isn't anything political. When in all actuality, typically your more right, more conservative people are the ones who are saying we don't need masks and stuff like that. So I automatically like I don't know. I feel like this is a whole mess, and a lot of people, both left and right, are saying that they're not going to go to the theater anyway. So I don't know what AMC's plan
yeah.
is.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they could have definitely just meant it as, "Hey, we're not trying to start an argument or anything. We're
Yeah,
just not gonna do this." But when you say, "Hey, I'm not trying to start an argument," people tend to try to argue
yeah,
with you about it.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's yeah. If they had just said, "Hey, you don't have to wear a mask, but it would be really cool if you did," like
hmm
that,
yeah,
like it'd be a lot cooler if you did. Then that would have been something where they said, "Hey, you don't have to wear a mask. This isn't political.
hmm
We're not trying to start a fight or nothing." And then they left, and
yeah. I
that's
feel.
how it kind of went. And then everyone was like, "Now what does that mean?"
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. Firstly, there's not a lot of movies coming out, man. The only heavy hitters coming out is, I guess, Mulan and Tenet.
Mulan,
And the thing
yeah,
is, they're releasing these movie theaters are opening back up with like budget like deals and stuff like that, and you get to see all these old school movies and stuff like that. I don't see the appeal. I don't see anyone. I people are obviously going to go to the theaters, but I don't see people going out of their way to go to the theater. I think there's a lot more people still skeptical about COVID than there are people who are not skeptical. You know, and
yeah. And I mean, like the average moviegoer, just like the average person who like treats themselves every once in a while.
hmm
I mean, like the only people that are gonna be going are people who are like, "Man, I really want to see a movie right now. Let's go right now." It's
yeah.
like I don't see that happening.
And I feel like I was that person, but I guess I've grown accustomed, these last few months, accustomed to, these movies coming out digitally, and whether I want to rent it or buy it. Even, a lot of them come out rent, you have to rent it first, like an actual movie experience, like you're in the movie theater.
Yeah,
Regardless, you're spending $20 to rent that movie, and whether it be 1080p or 4K, and you can watch that with however many people you want to, and
yeah,
popcorn is relatively cheap. Just go to the store, get some popcorn, get some drinks. Everything's dude. You're watching a movie in 4K, a new release in 4K with 5+ people for no more than like $30. When in
yeah.
actuality, if you were to go to a cinema, you're if you're spending money for 5 people, dude, you're over 100 easily. So I guess I've grown accustomed to this. I own numerous 4K TVs in my household. I don't, the same picture quality that is being displayed on that screen is the same I'm getting on my TV.
Yeah,
So I don't know, dude. And then, of course, Christopher Nolan's like, you have to see my movie in cinemas. This is a Christopher Nolan shot in 80 millimeter film, which, yeah, I get, but, I think there's a lot more bigger issues than releasing a movie
yeah.
in a
I don't
theater.
know. I didn't really get too much into Tenet. I mean, I saw the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It wasn't a movie I was planning on going to see in the theater.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really wasn't.
And
I mean, it looked
that's
it
pretty much
looked cool.
that's pretty much every Christopher Nolan movie for me. Like I watched the trailer, and I'm like, all right, this looks cool. People start talking about it. People are like, yeah, you got to watch this in theaters, man. That 80 millimeter film looks amazing. And then I go see it. I'm like, okay, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
It was not a movie I was planning on going to see
I don't
anyway. So,
I don't think
and I and
anyone's.
I, I definitely I'm definitely not getting even dressed to go see Mulan. So I don't don't really think there's much for me to do. Man, I mean, even all those old releases that they're putting back in the movies,
Yeah,
like
which
I got
once
I
again
got
we
Back to the
own.
Future
Yeah, we
on
own
disc.
those, dude. We own those. So I don't know who their target audience is for this. I really don't know.
The one
Um,
I was kind of excited for, which I didn't know because I read the headline, but I just kind of like quickly read the headline and like skimmed a little bit through the article, was
mhm.
that they were going to release Empire Strikes Back in theaters, but that was only in the UK
Oh yeah, in 4K too. They're doing
in
the
4K, and I was like, man, that would be an experience, but I don't know if
yeah.
I would really want to go out like doing stuff. But
I would love
I
to
mean, if I
see those older
if I
movies on the
if I
big
would, I
screen.
would definitely go see it on like, yeah, I would definitely go see it on a
Yeah,
big screen kind of thing.
yeah.
But even then, but then they said it's in the UK, and I'm definitely not buying a ticket. So, um, yeah, that was the only one I was like, oh yeah, this is something I might go see.
Mm-hmm.
If like like of course I would wear a mask and stuff like that, but that would be like the only exception. But then and then I saw the UK and I was like, yeah, that fixes one problem, I guess.
I feel
Yeah,
like
so
I feel like going to the movie theaters nowadays, at least for the foreseeable future, is going to be more like a burden, if anything. You know,
mm,
I feel like you are really exchanging your comfort for quality, and
yeah, I
that's
mean,
one thing I love about the movie theaters. Before everything that's happened, I was comfortable and the quality was great.
well, I mean, if you want to see a movie now, I mean, it's gonna be even. I mean, not entirely too hard, but it will be a little bit harder to get a ticket
Yeah, yeah.
because they're gonna have to space stuff out, which means there's gonna be a lot of empty seats.
Hmm.
Which means if you want to go see it, you're gonna have to pick another time. And then I don't know about you, but sometimes if I'm looking at a movie and I'm like, this is when I want to go see it, and I can't see it, then I'm like, eh. Like it goes like straight through my head. Like it's like, oh, this is a movie I might want to go see,
Hmm.
and I see it's like for 450 or like just to say time, 450 is when I want to go see it,
Hmm.
and then it says, hey, all the 450 seats are booked, and I went, ugh, nah, and I just put my phone away.
Yeah.
That's what goes through my head. Like, yeah,
That's why I'm always the first to buy the tickets. You
yeah.
gotta get them
I
early.
mean, for Star Wars, yeah, I think we just gave you money, and then
Yeah, Star Wars.
because I did, dude, I was like because I think you're like, yeah, make sure to buy like this row, and I was like, here, I'm just gonna give you $15.
Just buy my ticket for me.
Because I didn't want to have to like have to uh get with you to say like, oh, we need to get this row or whatever. I was like, man, I'm just gonna give you $15, make sure I'm in the same row as you, and that's it.
It worked out.
and then everyone else was like, yeah, here's my money. It worked out way better that way.
Yeah.
Just you getting tickets, which
Yeah.
God, that was expensive.
Yeah. No, the tickets alone were like almost $130.
Yeah,
But
we spent so much money on
not
that
only did
movie.
we spend money on tickets, but food,
Concessions and costumes.
yeah, and costumes. Man, I would do it again. That's all I'm saying.
I would do it again.
Man, Rise of
I would do it
Skywalker
again.
may have sucked, but it was so much fun.
Hey, if Empire Strikes Back was coming out, man,
I got my Kylo Ren outfit.
I would probably get a different outfit. I'm not dressing up as a Praetorian Guard again, but I'd be R2D2.
I'll be
But
Chewie.
yeah, oh yeah, you and Jag, you're behind, you be Chewie.
Heck yeah, man.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not rushing to go back to theaters.
Yeah,
I don't see the point. There's nothing out there's something coming out. I mean, like even like the ones that did get delayed, like Black Widow and all of that. I mean, those are movies I was like, I'll wait.
Disney
I'm not.
Plus.
Yeah, for real. It's like I don't know, man. Yeah, I want to see Marvel movies. I like Marvel movies, but it's not like Captain America 5 is coming out or whatever. It's like,
Yeah. Real quick, while we're still on the topic of Star Wars, we forgot to talk about this in our gaming news. Star Wars Squadrons, we got gameplay
trailer.
we got gameplay, we got a whole in-depth, talk about what the game's going to be like and whatnot. Jake, you mind sharing with the viewers your thoughts on Squadrons?
Just to get it out of the way, the release date for it is October 2nd. They haven't released when you're going to be able to like actually pre-order or anything like that. Because there is a pre-order bonus that gives you like exclusive appearances for your ship and for your character. As far as gameplay goes, it is going to be in first person only, which at first I was a little iffy on, but then I rewatched the trailer to see if I missed anything, and I did, which is there's actually certain things you can get which will scramble people's radar and sensors. So if their sensors are in their radar is scrambled, that means they can't see you besides you basically being right in front of them. So it kind of works out as a tactical kind of thing. So if you can scramble your the people's radar around you, you can get behind someone without them noticing, and then you can take them down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. So it's going to be completely first person. There will be a story mode where you actually go back and forth between a New Republic fighter and a remnant of the Empire fighter. These two people are basically this is going to be taking place kind of where the Mandalorian era is, the Mandalorian. So that will be an interesting. There's not many people have touched on that era in the new kind of Disney canon.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be interesting to kind of see how the New Republic is kind of trying to rebuild, and the remnants of the Empire are still trying to fight them and still try to claim dominance in that whatever they can. You kind of saw that in Battlefront 2 as well. If you played the campaign, was
You don't want to call it that.
Shut up. There was the remnants of the Empire still trying to kind of control the galaxy while the Republic was already rebuilding. So the single player looks pretty interesting. It's definitely something I'm gonna play. Which apparently, if I remember correctly, you actually unlock stuff. So there's gonna be stuff in the game that you can unlock for your ship and your character that you could then use in multiplayer. So that'll be something to look at. As of right now, we know that there's not going to be any microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
And in a interview with some of the devs with, I believe it was Polygon, they said that for the foreseeable future, they're not going to be doing any DLC.
Now, what do you mean by that? Like paid DLC or DLC as a whole?
No DLC. Like this is supposed that's why they said that this game is going to be a $40 just. We give you the game, you give us the money. That's it. That's basically what they said. Is
that could
here's
be
the game.
Hey, that could go two ways, man. That can either be a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, yeah. They said that like the way they put it was, here's a complete game, and you give us $40, and that's it. And I was like, I kind of like that. I mean,
yeah.
I would like it if maybe there was some content in like a few like in that early months kind of thing, just to keep it rolling a little bit. Like I said, new ships and things like that. Instead of just the 4 ships that looked like we're the only ones we're actually going to get, which I'm fine with. I mean, they all seem to have their own kind of thing going with them, so that's cool. But so that'll be interesting to see. Something I noticed in the trailer as well, the gameplay trailer, is that what I thought it was going to be like was, so there's 4 ships on each side, the New Republic and the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought what it was going to be like was the X-Wing is basically the exact same thing as a TIE fighter, even though in canon they're really not. They have their own separate kind of systems and things like that. I thought they were basically just going to be, this is the bad guy TIE fighter and this is the good guy TIE fighter kind of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Which it's not. If you actually look at the gameplay trailer, it shows the stats of them, and they actually are different. A TIE fighter is different from an X-Wing, a A-Wing is different from an Interceptor, which I thought was really cool because that's how it is in actual Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. They kind of explain how each ship, kind of how in Battlefront 2, there was the heavy class, the specialist class, the assault class, and the officer class. It's the same thing here, where each ship fills a role. And I think that's cool because I always like that kind of, especially if you can get, pretty strategy and tactical.
Yeah.
So I mean, especially if you can get people with you and you can actually like coordinate. So that would be cool. Just by playing the game, you can get more and more customizations for your character and your ship. And your ship can be like fully customized. Like I thought it was just gonna be like, you know, paint jobs and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, maybe upgrade your weapons, but you can fully customize your weapons array, like from tractor beams to dual proton torpedoes, things like that, and go even like to the details of your ship, giving it colors, giving it symbols, or even inside the cockpit, they actually show there's like an Ewok bobblehead that you can put on the dashboard. So, I mean, you can pretty much fully customize your ship, which I think is cool. That's something I really like. I mean, like that gives you that more kind of like immersive experience of Star Wars. Is like how Poe Dameron and Luke Skywalker both had their own kind of X-wings. You know, Poe Dameron had the black with the orange, and Luke had his white, and you know, like kind of the red that was all scratched up from the Battle of Yavin. So you know, it's really cool, kind of seeing how your X-wing is gonna look. So that would be cool. Let's see. They for customizing your character for the New Republic, you can basically make your character whatever you want him to look like. Like as far as alien goes, be Twi'lek or human or whatever, and then you can go on the Empire side, which it looks like you can only customize as a human, which makes sense. So that'll be fun. For game modes, there's supposed to be the 5v5 dogfights, which you could actually just be. It can be you and 4 other AIs versus 5 actual people, or it can be 5 of you versus AIs, or it can be like you and you know you can basically go AI versus human, human versus human, AI versus it's pretty cool how you can customize that.
Yeah.
Depending if you want like a more solo, and it's not just supposed to be in the 5v5 dogfight. It's not just supposed to be you 5 versus them 5. There will be AIs. There will be AI ships as well. We haven't been told how many AIs there will be. But I'm guessing
another
since
5.
they're kind of I'm gonna guess there's gonna be more than 5 because this was my guess. I think I said in the last podcast is how in Capital Supremacy they were kind of testing how many AIs they could get, and in Capital Supremacy they added an extra 20 each side, so that's 40 AIs in one map. So I think they could definitely fill that space up because it's going to be a huge map, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have 2 capital ships on each side, but that brings us to the other game mode, which is the capital ship mode, where you're 5 versus them 5, and it's almost kind of like a capture the flag scenario, where you have to go over there, destroy one of their ships while also defending your ship. You have to defeat their ship, then you have to take out both of their capital ships, then you have to take out their big frigate, like the Star Destroyer, or for your side the M38 kind of Mon-Cala ship. So it's like I kind of like that mode. I thought that was going to be like the mode I'm going to play a lot, because it's a lot of like knowing when to strike and when to go back and defend your ship. Because while you're going over to strike, they could be attacking your ship as well, and you're going to have to circle back around, defend your ship, wait a little bit, go back to that ship, and I see that one taking a little bit more time, being a little bit more tactical about it. So I think that could be really cool. Oh no, at first I gotta say I wasn't too excited for this game. It was something I was gonna pick up.
Yeah.
$40, like why not? And then I saw the trailer, the cinematic trailer, and I was like, that could be fun. Then I read about it on their about me kind of thing, and I was like, this sounds really cool. I'm definitely thinking about pre-ordering this, especially because of the bonuses. And then that gameplay trailer showed a lot, I think, at least for me.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed.
Hopefully it doesn't get delayed. Another thing I'm remembering is the HUD you see on the inside the ship, because it's all gonna be first person, like I said. The HUD you see in the ship, each thing is, it's gonna take a lot of like having to look back and forth between different systems. Yeah. Like if you can put all your power into engines, which will let you go much faster, and it will make you worse at kind of maneuverability, but it will let you go faster. You can put it all into your weapons array, so you can let out way more powerful blasts, or you can put it into like actually no, I don't think shields, but there's something else like other stuff you can put it into. So you'll actually have to divert power a lot depending on the situation. But something they actually turned off, which they confirmed that it's actually going to be there, is there is going to be a targeting system, like an actual iron cross sight thing. I'm blanking on the name, but like the aiming thing is actually going to be on there. They turned it off in the HUD.
Oh, the crosshair.
Apparently, there's going to be the crosshair. Yeah.
Okay.
there is a crosshair. They turned it off for cinematic reasons in the game.
Yeah.
Apparently, the HUD is going to be very customizable. So you can put tons of different stuff on your HUD if you actually wanted to like show stuff, or you can turn it all off for more like immersive cinematic experience, like the show in the gameplay trailer. Which I'm thinking I'm gonna try to keep all the HUD stuff off.
I'm gonna try to keep the essentials. Well, even then, I can, I think what they kind of want you to go for with this type of game, because it's a flight sim, they want you to, maybe play your first few, maybe like your first month with the HUD on, get used to it, and then turn the HUD off.
Yeah.
And
maybe like in the story mode, I'll play with the HUD, and then like slowly try to turn it off, things like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I want to try to turn it off because it looks so good in that trailer with everything turned off.
Yeah.
And one of the other things you can actually do is if you're targeting someone, like say you're targeting, an A-wing, you don't actually have to shoot at it. I think was cool because in like Star Wars and Battlefront, in Battlefront 2, when you're targeting someone, it basically kind of aims your gun at them. In this, you can target someone and still go after something else, which I thought was really cool because you could definitely trick people because it's going to tell you that someone's targeting on you. Which, it might say that then if someone's targeting on me, I might say, hey, come help me. But that person could be on the other side of the place.
Mm.
It's going to be like a lot of bluffing, and I think that would be pretty cool. There was a rumor that they see a ship, a TIE Advanced, which is one of the Inquisitor ship from Rebels, one of the new ships they introduced. Which, Darth Vader's was also a TIE Advance, but this is a different one, was in the trailer, in that gameplay trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So people are thinking that there's actually going to be other ships besides the first 4. I don't think that is, so I wouldn't get anyone's hopes up that is a different ship. It looks a lot like a TIE Interceptor from the back. Or, if anything, that could definitely be from the story mode.
Yeah.
And you don't actually get to play in that ship, so I wouldn't get your hopes up if you think there's going to be more than those 8 ships, I should say. Those 8 ships.
And then some other things that are confirmed, though, includes a VR mode, which I was really I was kind of griping about the graphics, but then I put in consideration that it is a VR compatible game with both PSVR and whatever VR you have on Steam, and so yeah, because this VR is going to automatically degrade the graphics a little bit, and so that's not really a big issue for me anymore, considering that it is VR, because I remember when we were first watching, I was like, why does this look so bad? Why does this look so bad? And I had to remember that it was in VR. So, and then another thing that is confirmed is crossplay. So PS4 can play with PC, Xbox One X or Xbox One, and
yeah.
I don't think it's not coming on Switch, but there is crossplay. People can play with each other, so I felt that was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, me and my stepdad were talking about it. Was me and him playing because he wants to get it on his PC because he wants to try it with the actual Thrustmaster thing. Those the flight simulator stick things.
Mm-hmm.
He was thinking about getting one of those just to play this game, and I was like, that sounds really fun. Just to try it out. I don't know how much I'm actually gonna do it, but VR sounds cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm actually gonna play in VR because it's supposed to be like you can play even multiplayer or story mode all in VR.
Yeah.
But I remember that thing in Battlefront 1, the VR for Battlefront 1. I don't know if you remember playing that.
The X-wing thing.
The X-wing thing. It's fun, but man, like turning all around and stuff, it is nauseous.
Yeah,
it
and
gets you nauseous.
there's actually a pretty big controversy about that right now. That people think if you have a VR, you're gonna have an advantage compared to those who don't use VR, and a lot of people are kind of worried that having a VR unit will, in turn give you an advantage because you can look faster around. You can,
I suppose, but I mean, there's definitely going to be disadvantages to playing in VR as well.
I mean, not only that, but it's crossplay. You're playing with people on PC, so I mean, automatically, automatically, just get good.
Which I think that's so cool that they're going to have crossplay. I think that's so cool. I mean,
Is this the first EA game to do so?
was Apex? No, Apex is just not getting crossplay.
Yeah,
I guess so.
I think that's the first one.
They in their conference they basically said like here's tons of games that they're gonna have crossplay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that though. I think that's gonna be really fun is to have because it will be way better for like lobbies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, if we can get like 5 people to all play at the same time, I mean it's only $40. I mean, but if we can get at least the majority of the group, I mean, like so if we can get at least 3 people to play at the same time, I think that could be a really fun experience. Because that game, I can already tell, is gonna be filled with callouts.
Oh yeah, easily OBJ.
But yeah, I'm super excited for the game.
And it comes
I'm definitely gonna pre-order it
relatively soon. So
yeah, relatively soon, October 2nd. I can already tell I'm gonna pre-order once it gets on PlayStation though. I really like the look of that tie.
Just in time.
The tie ace.
Just in time for Mandalorian Season 2.
Heck yeah, and Star Wars Lego Skywalker Saga.
Yeah.
Hopefully with
online
actual multiplayer.
Yeah, online.
Yeah, online. If it has online multiplayer, you and me are playing it.
Yeah, 100%. I'm not
telling you right. I'm telling you.
Even if it doesn't, we'll do some couch co-op. We've been doing it.
Do couch co-op on different couches.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we finished Force Awakens, but yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think. I think that's all that's really been confirmed or announced for Squadrons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we try our best to keep you guys updated on the channel. Obviously, this year is a little bit different when it comes to gaming news. Normally E3 would have gone and passed by now, but these publishers and developers are hosting their own conferences and whatnot and showing off their games at their own will. And yeah, we tend to post a lot of the trailers on the channel and react to some of them even. So I mean, if you guys want to catch up on some of the stuff that has been dropping this summer, just be sure to check out the channel. We have a lot of cool stuff being uploaded, and a lot of cool stuff will be uploaded relatively soon as well. My Last of Us Part 2 Let's Play or walk through Let's Play. My Last Part 2 review will be up soon. If I can finish going out that game. Miguel was planning on doing a Let's Play for the game, so but we are. I think we're in a pretty good state right now where a lot of people are at home, and we have a pretty good support base right now, so we appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
But
I've been thinking of stuff to play. Yeah. Now that I've deleted Battlefront 2.
Your bread and butter.
My bread and butter. Which I was kind of wanting to re-download, but I've been stopping myself because I kind of wanted to re-download it for Starfighter Assault.
I've been wanting to re-download it too. I don't have space.
Yeah, I think that's why I've been downloading a lot of games is because I want to make sure that I don't have space to re-download Battlefront 2.
Battlefield 1
because I want to play Starfighters. Yeah, I want to play Starfighter Assault, but it's like I really don't want to download the game just for one game mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hopefully, we can get you the help you need. But yeah, I mean,
a dime a day. Save this.
This poor soul from downloading Battlefront 2. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that's happened this week. Not a whole lot, but fact of the matter is, get on Last of Us Part 2 right now. Don't judge that game. Don't judge that game until you've played it. Stop looking at reviews.
I'm judging it.
Stop looking at reviews and saying it sucks. Because if you are a person that does that, you're wrong and terrible. And
game sucks. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't play it. It sucks.
It's awesome. Don't trust stupid people with stupid opinions like myself.
It's bad. There's guns in that game, which is bad.
There's a lot of guns. But yeah,
gun violence.
It's a poison in the minds of our youth. Yeah, that's pretty much gonna wrap up this week's podcast. So, we hope you guys enjoyed it sincerely, and we hope you guys are also staying safe and being smart, and fighting for the right thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We appreciate you guys for coming out tonight, and we'll see you later.
Peace out.
Peace out.